Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Fundraising BIDness Talk. This is episode 71. I'm Patrick Cyber. I'm the owner and lead auctioneer at G Events LLC, based in beautiful Beaverton, Oregon, just down the street from Nike and all sorts of wonderful places here in the Pacific Northwest. It's great to have you join us today. As you do, hey, do me a favor. Go ahead and type in a hello and let us know where you're tuning in from. Love to hear your thoughts and chat with you. And as always, feel free, fire any question you have into the box, the comment box, and I'll be able to see those and would love to answer your questions as we get going through the program. So I wanted to talk today. I've got three events that are kind of top of mind right now. I've got two events this weekend, one Friday, one Saturday, and then we've got another one who is in April, but is about to turn on their website, which I know for many of our viewers out there is kind of an interesting concept that they're going to turn on their website in September for an April event. So what is that? 4 and 9. Yeah, I mean that's a good solid 8 months in advance. So that is fantastic. So we're going to talk about a couple of things today. I wanted to share with you a little bit what we're doing on each of these events, and maybe there's something out there that you can pick up and add to your events, or if you're an auctioneer, maybe something you can learn and add to your events, or as a nonprofit beneficiary hosting fundraising events. So let's get started. And as I do want to remind you, please feel free to say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from today and ask any questions as we go. So let's just fire it up. Our first event this week is going to take place on Friday, but this event has been up and running now for about a week. A week ago, we started this event. This event benefits NAMI Clackamas, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness, a wonderful group out in Clackamas County doing incredible things for the community and helping folks out. And they've really epitomized what we've talked about in the past with respect to hybriding an event. And as we know, hybriding to me is taking the best practices of pre-COVID and combine them with the best practices that we learned during COVID and creating your new event. Because as we come back out of COVID, we have a once in a lifetime chance to reinvent our events. We no longer have to listen to those naysayers on the committee who tell us, oh, well, that's the way we've always done it. We have to do it the way we've always done it. The reality is no, you don't. COVID took our Etch-a-Sketch and shook it up and down, and it is now empty. And so you want to take advantage of some of the new things that are out there and popular things that we had success with during COVID and put them to work. And these folks at NAMI have done a great job of that. Probably the first thing that you're going to really stick out to you, which is kind of a novel opportunity that they had. It kind of fell in their lap. Is that we're selling a Tesla. We're selling a brand new 2022 Tesla Model Y is currently open for bidding. Now the bidding starts at $84,000, which was the sticker price on this vehicle. But I understand because it has a self-driving abilities that now that this vehicle has a much higher value. And the best part about this vehicle is that you can literally pick it up and drive it away early next week, as soon as as soon as your check clears, if you will. So they had a generous donor who had purchased this vehicle and ordered it and waited all the time to get the vehicle, and then decided they wanted something different. And so they literally, the car's been sitting in their garage. So it's kind of a cool deal. So all the profits will go to the beneficiary this year from the sale of this. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and you're going to look at these websites, and if you're in the fundraising auction industry, I have to tell you, I see a lot of fundraising auction websites because I'm always out there looking at what folks are doing and trying to gain new ideas and pick up tips to share with my clients or for me to do myself. And one of the things that I'm always amazed at is the flexibility. Now we're using Octria.com on both of the or all three of the events that I'm going to show you today. I'm a huge fan of Octria, as we know, and it is uh, what I love about the software is that it's incredible flexibility, and especially when it comes to the website and our ability to customize things to make it fit for the client and really reach out to their audience. So, always encourage you. Octria.com, great place. Check it out. They'll let you try it for free. All their pricing is right there online. There's no hidden cost or anything along those lines. So check it out. But we are excited about this event. Uh, they started their online auction. They actually have three types of auctions going on this event, which is kind of cool. They're going to be doing an online auction. They're going to be doing a silent auction at the venue, and then they're going to do a live auction. And so we had a lot to explain and a lot of things to showcase on this website. Now, as you can see here, we started this event with online bidding a week ago on last Wednesday. We did one of our kickoff live streams, and we embedded that live stream, the replay of that live stream, right here on the homepage. So, the intent of the live stream that we did for these folks, the kickoff live stream, as I've mentioned before, our hope is that we draw attention of their community and let them know and kind of celebrate that, hey, you can start bidding now on the online auction, which is fantastic. And so we saw immediately people bidding on their online auction. And then the other thing is we're still allowing folks to attend the event. So they still have their ticket options right here. So if you're interested in attending the event, all you got to do is click on here, and then you will see your individual tickets and reserve table prices right there on the homepage or right there on the ticket page. Easy to purchase, easy to participate. And then also just to register to bid, just an encouragement, as we always talk about, getting the more people to register is really a incredible tool in building that donor database for yourself. So, and then we put a special row here with respect to their Tesla that is being offered, and folks can bid on that Tesla right here. Interestingly enough, what we're doing here is that we know that our gathering event audience is not the best community or not the best group to try to sell an $84,000 car in. And so we wanted to expand our bandwidth there. We wanted to increase our odds of getting more bids. And so we're actually allowing, even though the item is going to be closed at the special event on Friday night this week, that people can bid online, and then they can follow the bidding even at the live event via the live auction controller that Octria has, which is a really cool feature. As the auctioneer, I will be in the room and I will have a monitor in front of me. I will be asking for bids in the room and entertaining bids online, and I will be able to see just exactly how that all happens. We call that simulcasting. We are not investing the dollars in any type of live stream or audio for this event. We are purely going to be taking bids in the room and entering them into the computer quickly, very quickly. We designate one person on my team to be what we call the house bidder. And then that way our folks that are out online, even though they can't hear or see us, they can watch on the software and watch the bid go up. And then they'll see when we are going to close it. So it'll be fantastic. So we're excited about that. So that's a unique situation. And then here, it's always important to share with folks what you're doing. And I see in some of the other software programs, I see folks go to the catalog page, and there's all sorts of things mixed into the catalog page. There might be raffles. There might be online live items. There might be silent packages all mixed in. And unless you're really savvy at understanding what those different packages are and the terminology, then I think it can be incredibly confusing. And that's what I love about this plan, is that we can actually create catalog pages for each type of auction, and then we can explain those. So I took the opportunity to just make a simple explanation. We have three auctions. I explained both the online auction and really stressed about how anybody can participate in the online auction. This is something we picked up from the COVID period and through the pandemic was we found we had a lot of success with fundraising online auctions. And so I always make sure that we share with folks as we move back into the gathering environment, and in many cases have already moved to that, that we still make sure that folks understand that they do not have to buy a ticket to participate in the online auction, and that it's not restricted just to people within the nonprofits community. Share it out, get the word out, and spread it around. So you can see here we explained the three different auctions, and then you'll see that we have a button to each one's catalog page. So as we click on them, one of the things you'll notice is right up here at the top, it signifies, hey, you're on the online auction catalog page. And then it explains that our online packages are open to bidding by anyone wishing to support the nonprofit, which is fantastic. It talks about when it will close and how that will all work. Um, and then we have the items, and they have a great selection of items. I find that putting four across tends to be pretty simple and looks pretty good on the website. Some softwares don't allow you that creativity, but we can actually do two across, three across, four across, six across, I think, in Octria, and it's really featured. And then we can also change the things that are visible here. Instead of having the entire description here, I want more space to put more items, right? And so for people to understand exactly what that package is all about, then all they have to do is click on it, and they will get all the details, right? And we have this one set so that they can see the other people bidding. We find that that's really exciting for the community. People like to see who they're bidding against, and they can razz each other a little bit, have a good time with it. So it works out really well. So we like that feature of Octria. Now, when I mention the three catalogs, you'll notice up here at the top that we have auction catalog, and we have all three available right here. So we can click on them. I'm going to go to the silent auction next. And in our silent auction, we explain at the top, once again, our silent packages will only be available for bidding to our ticketed guest attending the event. So make those people feel special. They paid for a ticket. Yes, they're going to get a meal, but they're also going to get access to some packages that otherwise wouldn't be they they wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to purchase. And so they kind of feel like it's an exciting opportunity for them. They have some cool artwork that's popular in their community within this nonprofits organization, and some baskets and stuff. So it's fun for them to do. And then we're going to have a live auction for this event. And let's take a look at our live auction. They've got some creative ideas here, and so I want to mention a couple of them because I think it's important. Maybe as you're looking, um, maybe there's some ideas that you can gather from this event in itself. And one of them is a day with the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. Now, the nice thing is you don't have to wear the iron bracelets, right? But this is a unique idea. Clackamas County Sheriff's Office works closely with this nonprofit in helping identify those folks with mental illness, and facilitating and helping those people get the treatment and support that they need. And so they have a close relationship with them. And so the sheriff's office donates this cool opportunity. It includes um, a ride along with a sheriff's deputy in their car during a patrol session. It also you could do the marine ride along. Clackamas County has a lot of waterways in it, and they have a marine um, sheriff's detail, and they can do that. You can go to the shooting simulator. You can do a jail tour and dinner for two with a sheriff. So it's a neat opportunity. And I encourage you, if you're a nonprofit hosting an event, reach out to your local law enforcement agency. And obviously, these things have become a little bit more challenging to secure, as a lot of our law enforcement offices have been under a great deal of stress over the last couple of years, especially here in the Portland metro area. But I applaud Clackamas County and their sheriff's office for making that happen. And then they've got a cool safari they're going to be doing here, where somebody's going to get an opportunity to go to South Africa and do a safari, a photo safari, not a hunting safari. We also have a couple of our board members who are all fired up, and they do some really wonderful desserts. Sometimes you may not think that it's necessarily live worthy. Uh, but in this case, these folks are Judy and Judy are extremely well thought of in the community, very popular package every year. We've got a little cabin up in the woods, kind of a close staycation, if you will, something that you can drive to, which I'm always a big fan of right now in this new environment with inflation and other things happening, travel being challenging. I really love to see a balance in our live packages. I like to have here in the Portland Metro. I love to have a beach trip. That's an hour drive from the Portland Metro area, uh, and you can be over on the Pacific Ocean. And then a Central Oregon package, which is a couple-hour drive to the east, and there could be mountains and high desert and all sorts of different things. A lot of vacation resort home type stuff on both places. And we find that those are incredibly popular right now because they usually have a lot more flexibility. A person can decide to go whenever they want. They don't have to buy any additional airline tickets. They don't have to go through TSA. They don't have to worry about somebody canceling the flight on them. And usually, a lot of these vacation situations, can accommodate more than just one couple, right? So this one in particular, this is a couple of nights at a home that hosts six people, right? So a great way to get that young family out of the house and away for a weekend, and also support an incredibly good cause all at the same time. And then we always see these type of situation, culinary experiences, we like to call them, where someone in the organization has a relationship with it, whether it's a chef or someone who is just a really darn good cook and has that ability to entertain, whether they do them in their personal home or they come to your home. These types of culinary experience packages are incredibly popular. And then here's exactly what I was just talking about. Here's a beach trip for this group over on the Oregon coast. Wonderful place. Once again, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, sleeps 8. Don't know how that works, but sounds more like a fraternity party to me. But the home sleeps 8, right? So if you've got that large family, maybe that extended family, want to get away for a weekend over on the Oregon coast, what a great package that is. And then we've got a package to Hawaii, right? And so here's a package a little higher end. This is at the Outrigger. It's 5 nights for up to 4 guests, but really it's for 2 guests and 2 small children. The beauty of this package, this is a consignment package from our friends at Raise with R&R, Aaron Rifkin and the team down there in LA. But this is a terrific package with a high value and a good buy-in for the nonprofit. And this is a great package because it's 24 months to travel and there are no blackout dates. And selfishly for the nonprofit, once this package is sold and they've collected the money, all they have to do is turn over the contact information of the buyer to the consignment company, and then their concierge services will take care of it from there. So that's a huge advantage over getting one of your donors to donate their vacation home, and then you're in the middle of it after they've sold it, or after you've sold it, because now you're playing the middleman with the donor who bought it and the donor who gave it to you to sell, right? And sometimes that can be an awkward situation. So consignment's a great solution, especially in this time and era where I understand that volunteers are harder and harder to find, and support and even hiring people is difficult, right? So consignment's a great solution. They have teams standing by to take good care of your most generous folks, and don't be afraid to use them. And then here's the second package. This is Cabo San Lucas. So we in this event, which is really cool, right? We have a beach trip, we have a Central Oregon trip, or actually Mount Hood, and then we have Hawaii, which is a great domestic destination, and then we also have an international destination. And this is an all-inclusive Cabo San Lucas package. This is a 5-night stay. Another wonderful package from Raised with R&R. And this is a really cool 5 night stay. All your food and beverage are included, and once again, 24 months to travel and no blackout dates. If the room's available, it's all yours. So that is a fantastic situation, right? So this event's going to be a lot of fun. This is they every year they call their event Party with a Purpose, and they benefiting NAMI. Uh, Clackamas County, they've got great situation going there. They're doing a lot of good things for people. We're excited to be involved with their event, and love how they've embraced some of the newer processes. They would have never done an online event or an online auction a few years ago before the pandemic. Now they're embracing it, expanding their bandwidth, reaching out to more people than they could have reached at 150 people that attend their in-person event over at Great Gables. They had success with their sponsorship. They sold some sponsorship, and you can see how that's all listed out here. And then down below, and it's actually in the footer of every page for them. Here's all their sponsors, and you click on any one of these, and it takes you right to their that organization's website. Opens up a separate window, takes them to their website. This is a great feature of Octria again that I just flat don't see with other software out there that you can get this type of level of customization. It's just fantastic. And then thanking all their donors, all the folks that have given them things to be used in the auction. Now, in most cases, you notice that it's just a company name. They could have very easily, uh, had they had the resources and the time, could have added images, logos for each of these organizations. A little shorthanded this year with staffing and this and that with some transition, but this is still a heck of a feature, and it allows folks to showcase their supporters, their donors that donated items to you. So different than sponsors. This is donors who donated to you, right? And then, of course, they use the solicitation form where you could fill out a form. It's built into the software to donate an item to the auction or in kind, whichever it would be. So this is just a really fun event. If you're interested in reaching out and maybe supporting them, taking a bid, or you want to take a look at what they're doing, maybe you need a new Tesla. Love to sell you a Tesla this weekend on Friday night. Here's their event website, charityauction.bid 2022 PWAP Party with a Purpose, and check it out. See if there's anything that you need, and know that you'll be helping a really cool organization if you're able to do it right. And then let's take you to another event. We're doing two in-person events this weekend, one Friday, one Saturday, and this is a fun event. This is a public school in Newburgh, Oregon, which is down in Oregon wine country. And so their theme is called Barrels, Bites, and Bids for the Kids. And they've got a really cool event. And, once again, thanks to our buddies at Octria, we're able to really incorporate their theme into their website and everything that goes into their event. And this will extend all the way to their in-person event coming up on Saturday night this week. So let's take a look at their event. You can see that we used a barrel theme. Now, somebody said, well, is that part of Octria? The ability to put this image there is absolutely. And what we do is I use Canva. So if you are not familiar with Canva, I think that it will make a graphic designer very loosely use that term, but it's very helpful. And it can be free of charge. You can upgrade to a pro account, which I have, but all sorts of graphics and tools to help you, do a lot of desktop type stuff that maybe in the past you had to wait for a designer to help you with. And nobody loves their designer more than me. Meg Larson Design does a great job for everything at G Events. But sometimes we need to do our own stuff, and so we use Canva when we do it on our own. And that's where this came. We just created a barrel image, and we put tickets on it. And then through Octria, we made it so that all you had to do was click on it. And so you can see that their tickets, they tell them, hey, barrels, bites, and bids. is Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Chehalem Cultural Center, their grand ballroom. And they've got reserve tables available and they've got individual tickets. Now, you see this price, this individual ticket, $25. This is a great idea. And this is something that I really applaud um, Melissa and their auction committee for coming up with. They're using the cultural center, which is fantastic, but the center does not have in-house catering. It does. It You can bring in a caterer. In this case, they wanted to create an event that was accessible for the majority of their audience, for the majority of their school community. And so they created this event with a very low ticket price. As you can see here, the ticket price includes admission and also includes an appetizer and a dessert. So not an entree, not a dinner. Okay. They're doing an appetizer, which ironically enough is a trendy thing right now. It's called a charcuterie cup. We're seeing more and more of those here in the Pacific Northwest. Maybe they're extending around the country, but here in the Northwest, we have several companies that do a fabulous job with a small cup that is put together with charcuterie items, and it's a wonderful presentation. It can be overflowing. It can be really cool. And so they'll have those at each place setting when people arrive. And then they're hosting their first beverage for them. So uh, they have beer and wine. They actually have a signature cocktail available from a local bar that's going to be there. Ewing Young Distillery will be doing their bar service there. And so the nice thing about this is the individual ticket $25, right? And then one of the things that they do is, yeah, some people want to have dinner, right? And so they have a family at the school who owns a food truck, Hutch and Lucky's. It's a barbecue food truck, and they're going to park it right. The venue has a nice roll up door, and so they're gonna place the Hutch and Lucky's barbecue truck right outside the door, and people can come out on the patio and order dinner and take it back to their table if they want something heavier, or maybe they don't. Maybe they just want the charcuterie and the dessert, and they're excited that it's a $25 ticket, right? And this is unusual, okay, from the standpoint that they're doing this event. School just started here a couple of weeks ago, right? Here in the Pacific Northwest, for those who watch from everywhere else, um, school started the week of Labor Day, right? So they've literally been in school a couple of weeks, and so they're using their big uh, annual auction as a kickoff to the school year. And look at there, somebody just bid. I love it when that green boxes pop up on Autria because that means somebody just bid. But they are using this as a meet and greet, almost kind of like a back to school social event. They haven't been able to get together the last couple of years because of the pandemic, so there's a lot of new families at the school. And so this what a great way to bring everybody together with a very low price ticket, an incredibly fun evening, and raise some money for the school all at the same time. So big shout out to our friends at Maybell Rush Elementary and their Partners in Education team, which is Partners in Education is their basically their parent teacher association, but they think of themselves as parents with as partners with the teachers, and a real collaborative group. So yeah, unique idea, and going to be a really fun event. Now they're doing some fun stuff. Obviously, we did their kickoff live stream last Friday. Their events on Saturday this week. So we didn't want to do their kickoff event on a Saturday. We thought that that would be difficult for people to tune into, but we did do it on the Friday before. So it was a school day. We kicked it off at noon, and so folks can come and watch the replay here. Now we're also doing an Amazon raffle here. This is something we've had a lot of success with the last couple of years. You know, I can't stress enough the fact that it is a Amazon gift card. I think that that has incredible flexibility. Um, it doesn't, you can buy virtually anything at Amazon, right? And it shows up at your front door. Um, and I find that when I see some organizations try to do this with another type of retailer, maybe in our market, a Fred Meyer or a grocery store, or even fuel cards, uh, it doesn't get the response that we do with Amazon. And the game here, guys, is that we only sell 100 chances, right? And so I think people love it when they know they're decent odds, 1 in 100. Ticket prices are reasonable, only $25 for a ticket. And so you can see real quick right here, they've got $2,500 in revenue if they sell all 100, and they've got a $500 expense against it. So 2,000 bucks. Great opportunity for them. Look at Terry is bidding away here. This is fantastic. And then here we go. It is auction time. And unlike, or not unlike the group I just showed you, NAMI, these folks also have basically three types of auction events going on. So we start off by explaining that, and right here you can see, if you blow your screen up a little bit, maybe simply register to bid. No ticket required to start bidding. They had 180. I think I looked at it this morning because they added some in the last couple of days. They have 200 wonderful packages online. And I would say this about that. Okay. If you had asked me 3 years ago how many packages for an online for a silent auction, okay, most of my peers in the benefit auction industry would have told you that you'd like to have one package for every two wallets in the room. Okay. And let me spell that out a little bit for you. A wallet would be a pocketbook. So if a couple comes together and they share a bank account, or they share, their purse strings, uh, think of that as, even though it was two people, it's one pocketbook, one wallet. Okay. And so if you had 200 people there and the majority of them came as couples, you really only had 100 wallets. So you would think, if you were designing your silent auction, that you would want no more than about 50 packages. Way too many times we saw organizations have too many silent packages and not enough bidders for them. And consequently, what happens is you don't drive the average bid price relative to fair market value very high. You tend to get lower returns per fair market value of an item. And inevitably, you've got some packages that just flat don't sell because you have too many. That all changed when we moved to online, right? Because with good promotion, you basically have an unlimited supply of bidders out there, depending on how you get the word out. And in this case, you can put up as many packages as you want and get the word out well, and you'll have success. And that's what's happened here. They have nearly 200 packages out there. They've been up since Friday. They've, I think, all but maybe four packages already had bids. Many were at 70 or 80% of fair market value already. So they are doing fantastic with their online auction. And interestingly enough, they have about, I want to say about maybe a third of their bidders don't have tickets to the event. So that's a good sign. That means that they've reached outside of their traditional audience, to the traditional group of folks that come to the in-person event, and they're doing fantastic. So big shout out to our friends at Maybell Rush. They're doing awesome. And then here's a fun idea. They're doing a bucket. We call it a bucket raffle, a bucket auction. This is once again in the spirit of inclusivity here, is that they are going to have 10 packages. They have 10 different packages, everything from a holiday basket to a package for fall, an in-home paint night. They got some fun stuff here, a distillery basket, which are fun. And what they're going to do here, as it's explained, is that folks can buy raffle tickets at the event. This is exclusive to being at the event. You can buy raffle tickets, very inexpensively priced. I think it's one for $5 and five tickets for $20. So it's almost like buy four get one free. And then these packages will be on display at the event, and in front of them will be a gift wrapped box with a slot in the top of it. And so you buy your raffle tickets, however many you want to buy, and then you take your raffle tickets and you put them in the box according to the items that you want to win. So I may be, maybe I buy $50 worth of tickets and I'm all fired up about this distillery gift basket. I could put all of my, at that point, I would have two. I would have 12 tickets for 50 bucks. I could put all 12 of my tickets in one package, or maybe I could put six in my two favorite packages, or there's 10 packages. Maybe I put one in every basket. But it's a fun way to vote with your tickets. In other words, you're increasing your odds every time you put an additional ticket in that packet, in that box, right? And one of the things I want to share with you here, this is great for those trying to do this. I've seen it done with buckets, right? And did I call it a bucket raffle? Yeah. I I've seen it with buckets, and one of the downsides to buckets is sometimes you can see into the bucket, right? And then you know how many tickets are already in there, and so you don't get too excited when you see a ton of tickets in an item. That's why we are using gift wrap boxes with a little slot in the top so that the guest can't see into the back into the box, so they don't know how many people have put their tickets in. So it'll be a lot of fun. And then they have an excellent live auction. Once again, we're seeing fewer packages than we used to do in live auctions. I think this group has 8 packages. I think when they gathered prior to COVID, they were probably in the 15 to 20 package range. But because you're limiting your live auction to the people in the room, all of a sudden we're really focused on keeping that stage program down to about an hour. So in this case, we'll have we'll be able to sell these 8 packages, and then we're going to do a paddle race afterwards for them. And it'll be really special. But they've got a lot of fun stuff, right? They've got their instant wine cellar. We are an Oregon wine country, so they've got a great selection of Oregon wines. They've got a little staycation, right? Another, like I said, things that are flexible that people can do on their own schedule, don't have to buy airline tickets, things like that. Great. They've got a police ride, working with the Newburgh Police Department. They've got a fun little opportunity for a couple of students to enjoy. And this one is designed for the students to be able to be driven to school, and kind of a fun deal. To get picked up at your home by the police and driven to school that day. That's kind of fun. And here's another neat one. This is their Take Flight for Two. This is a hot air balloon ride for 2 people, and they've added some nice things to it with a little gift card to a local restaurant and things of that nature. They've got a jet boat tour, which is fun on the Willamette. And here's a Central Oregon, right? So they got Central Oregon, the proverbial parking, VIP parking at the school. That we see so often in events at public schools or private schools, either one. Uh, Getting that front row parking spot for the entire school year is always a positive. So, and then they've got a Cabo San Lucas vacation. This happens to be a donor who has a timeshare and is willing to give it up. And so this is fantastic. They've set some date requirements on it, but they've given them a big enough window, May through October. What a wonderful time to be in Cabo San Lucas. So fun event. Couple of things I wanted to draw attention to. Once again, as you hear me say all the time, how excited I am about what's capable here at with Octria, is that we've listed all their sponsors. Uh, in this case, they've put them all here by their level of support. Each one of these is a hot link right to that organization's website. So that's a fantastic deal. They've also listed all their donors, everybody that gave them things to be put in the auction. So, like I said, they had 200 packages in their online auction alone. So close to 225 packages total. Wow, what an incredible group of donors, multiple pages. That's awesome. And then the other thing we did was information about the event, right? So we talked about Hutch and Lucky's. This was we took a page and created a page that showcases Hutch and Lucky's and the menu, because they're going to be using a limited menu that night to ensure that they can keep up with the food service, right? So they are doing a wonderful job showcasing what the special menu will be that night. And I just don't see that possible on a lot of the auction softwares out there. So, once again, I say it a lot. I'm going to keep saying it. Octria.com, check it out. And it's important. I think our audience needs to know. I'm not on the payroll with Octria. I just see it help our clients so much that for the price, it's an incredible value. It performs on so many different levels. Really encourage you if you're hosting one of these nonprofit fundraising events to look into Octria. Just a great opportunity. So we're excited about this event. Going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for barrels, bites, and bids for the kids. That will be fantastic. And then before we go, I've got one more event I'm going to kind of preview for you. This is an event that will be in April, but we just wrapped up putting their website together. I thought this was a really cool website. It looks awesome. This is not an auction event. This will be a social event with a paddle raise with a special appeal. And so their theme was Shining Stars, an event, an evening to benefit their school. It's a very special school here in town, the Serendipity Center. And so this event is in April, right? And yet the website is going live, and that's because we're going to sell tickets and we're going to sell sponsorships, right? And so we don't have to have the auction going, okay, to sell sponsorships and tickets. And one of the things that I stress to our clients is that I see way too many times folks think they're going to sell sponsorships, and they go out and they print this really fancy brochure about their event, and uh, with all of their sponsorship packages on them. And as soon as they print them, they're out of date, right? Because some of those packages are going to be sold out. And you hand it to somebody, to an organization that you're trying to get to buy a sponsorship, and then what happens, right? Do they have to fill out a piece of paper and get it back to you? How does that work, right? And what's still available? Has this package been sold? Okay. And what I love about using Octria to do this is that people can go to the sponsorship and it tells them right away what's available and what's not available. Tells you how many are available. Like, this is a presenting sponsor. Well, there's only one remaining right here. Only one remaining package. Okay. We got a nice deal here. We got a testimonial from a very reputable organization here in town, On Point Community Credit Union, as to why they support that school. So, I think it's fantastic to showcase your sponsorships this way. That way, all we have to tell our whether our committee's out trying to sell it or push the event, or we're using social media or electronic mail to reach people. All we got to do is click here, and you can see what's available. It's always up to date in our sponsorships. Now, keep in mind when somebody tells you, "Hey, we're in for that sponsorship," you're having a conversation, you're telling them about your event over coffee or in their office or over the telephone, whatever it is, and they say, "Hey, count us in. We're in for that $5,000 package." You can always go into the back end and sell it to them and send them a statement, and they can pay. Um, they don't have to go to the website to become a sponsor. But if they choose to go to the website and become a sponsor, it's available and they can pay right then. That window is open 24/7 for them. So always encourage that. Always encourage the ticket sales. This is another opportunity where they've got um, they're doing a general admission ticket as opposed to one with a reserved table. Those are included in the sponsorship packages. And then lastly, you'll see this on every Octrio website I create personally for our clients. We always include a opportunity for people to make a cash donation. So whether they have, whether they are able to support the auction somehow, or support, um, maybe they're not going to be available for your in-person event, or maybe they have everything they need. They just want to make a cash donation. Give them an opportunity. Show them how they can make a difference in your organization today, right? So anyhow, so this is fun stuff, guys. We've got a lot of fun things happening here at G Events LLC. The next this week with the two live events, and kicking off another one that is in April, and we're already out selling sponsorships and tickets for and using our auction software to do it. So it's fun stuff. And next week we're going to be kicking off here a an event for our friends at Camp Lutherwood, uh, getting involved here and helping them with a virtual event, right? And so we'll have a live stream kickoff for them next Wednesday, and then the following week we'll do a live stream auction virtual event for them. And it's cool because Camp Lutherwood is kind of in a remote portion of the state, and many people who care about Camp Lutherwood are not in the immediate area. So the virtual format really allows us to reach uh, their community a lot better than inviting them to travel to camp for an event. And so we'll talk a little bit about their event next week. All right. I always appreciate everybody tuning in, and want to remind you that we're here every Wednesday at noon for Fundraising BIDness Talk. If you missed the show, you can always go to fundraisingbidnesstalk.com, and all 71 episodes will be available on replay. They all have a caption explaining a little bit about what we're talking about for that event. Great resource. I mean, I'm constantly amazed when I go back and I thought, wow, there's some powerful, useful tips for folks in here. And then, as always, encourage you go to geventsllc.com. If you've got questions, learn more about what Patrick or myself does for our clients. And if you want to get together and visit about your event, there is an easy scheduler app on there from our buddies at Calendly, and you can schedule a half hour or an hour Zoom call right away. And let's talk about your event and see how we can help you maximize your opportunities. And as I always say, folks, it does not matter where you start your bidding; it's all about where you finish. I hope you have a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week right here on Fundraising BIDness Talk. Have a great day, everybody.